Yo. In the year 21XX. The world has become a plate. What's up though, guys? We're playing Mega Man Xtreme today. I will read this long title. I haven't even seen the end of it yet. Reset it. Game Boy Color. I have a weird resolution stream-wise for Game Boy. I see some big pixels for sure, but it is what it is. Game Boy Color. Do what we can. But yeah, we did Mega Man X5 yesterday. It was questionable, at the least. Played the most shoddy of them so far, but. This is like just slow enough where I can't like look away, but I feel like I should be all the time. To cause a lot of destruction, kind of explaining who he is, I guess, in general. But these games are supposed to be unique, probably kind of in a way that like some of the classic Mega Mans on Game Boy Color are, but maybe not as much as like Mega Man 5 on Game Boy, but. This was hard to follow. That's like 3 words every 4 of us. I mean, it's the general story we know. Something happens with their electronics, I guess, in this. Although it's the virus in some games, and other games it's just them choosing to not go along with them. But yeah, so from what I understand, these are mostly unique. I think the second one's a little more unique. This robot named Zero. Hey, thanks, man. Oh yeah, really. A lot of yapping. The strongest triplet Sigma. So they're kind of they're kind of hitting me with the basics of all these. I mean, this is post X5. Time-wise, I mean, who knows? It's just its own deal, probably, but. Or maybe not. I'm explaining the entirety of the series at this point. At least the important bits, huh? Oh damn. Yeah, thank you again, buddy. play the game at some point. However, that was almost 5 minutes long. Raw, just super slow text. Anyways, Mega Man Xtreme 1. Yeah, we'll see how this one is. I might imagine it's shorter in general. Turn it up a little bit. But we'll see. Maybe not. Big chunky pixels. Game Boy Color resolution stuff. I've already messed with a lot of this. Obviously the Game Boy Color has 4 buttons. Properly. That means a game like Mega Man X that relies on a couple more than that. We're definitely hurting, so. We got start is dash, which is very interesting. It'll be a little more comfortable for me because I'm not playing on a Game Boy Color per se here, but something to think about. Oh, auto charge in this game. Wow, we got some nice stuff. Let's go ahead and get started on it. We're a little late today. Bad sleep. Where am I now? Or somewhere, dude. Start was dash, yeah. Well, start's an optional thing you can do. The default controls are nothing. You just double tap in a direction to dash, but yeah, well, I mean, how they deem it, I'd imagine, is that it's better than nothing. It's there. You just have, I mean, yeah, you'd be double tapping directions, which you could do in the other games, but I don't care for. Works out, because I'm not, yeah, I'm playing with a controller, but it's just gotta make it feel a little better overall. But it's something to keep in mind for sure that this was probably a little bit more clunky on that front. Double tapping directions to dash, I've always thought is just like a slower movement. I can imagine just having like 2 buttons presses worth of latency. We got story. Auto charge though is pretty cool. Obviously the double or the charge sounds pretty choice. Yeah, Kirby loves it. They've got like a super hard on for it. A lot of old platformers do, but yeah, it's never been one I've been big into. Having auto charge is pretty slick though. The sound's pretty annoying, but I mean you're kind of limited on Game Boy Color with the sound. Everything feels pretty slick. I mean it's responsive. The dash does feel good. You generally get an instant, as soon as you press dash and jump, you're good. You can just fly, so a bit more snappy. Having auto charge means my fingers can survive. Assuming this is like the other games where the start here is just a tutorial action. A save. Checkpoint. I expect overall this to feel a little bit closer to the classics. But, I mean, I don't know, maybe not. The dash and the wall jump is already kind of different, but obviously how far you can see on the screen is going to dictate level design and speed and stuff. Lava. This is vile, bro. Yeah, well, you've got a limited amount of like total colors and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a little extra. It's probably not the best, but it's clean enough so far. But yeah, I mean, probably better looking Game Boy Color stuff, no doubt. Broken into the mother computers in the Hunter base and set its data to sabotage the world order. Of course. Who could it be? Wow. Hiding data of the past. One who brought you back from the data world. MIDI. Huh? MIDI the computer genius. Gonna help us, or is he actually secretly the bad guy? Oh, he's like 10. RGB, powerful. Pass data back. We need to fix the data in the core of the mother computer. Core of the mother computer. So the setup for this story is we're gonna be fighting old dudes because the computer being compromised. We have to go through like old data. It's like Kingdom Hearts recoded or some shit. The Guardians of the Data is boss data of the okay. Well, I mean, at least they're trying to like make it fit, I guess. Not that I care much about the story, but kind of legitimizes it a bit more than it just being like a wonky port. Where it's like, hey, it's like the same game, but we kind of redid the stages. Because I mean, if you just port stages from like SNES or PS1 in the exact same level design to Game Boy Color, it is fucked, right? Because of the amount of screen space, how much stuff you could fit on the screen, all that kind of crap. All the visibility and stuff. Like, you know, you're supposed to, a guy's fast enough where you're supposed to recognize where he's coming from at like a slightly wider or, you know, more zoomed out viewpoint, but then you can't do that. You just get told. I think there's some old Mega Man ports that did that too. It's not those crazy DOS ones. I think there was some other ports. Maybe the Game Gear, I don't know. Not as confusing as X5. I mean, Duff McWhalen? I recognize this guy's Chill Penguin, bro. Let's go see what we got with Chill Penguin. We get Air Dash. I wonder what kind of upgrades we get in this game. I got my notes ready just in case. Well, starts out the same. Love the auto charge, man. Thing is, wall bouncing without being able to hold the button down. He's super fucked. I wonder if it just works by default. Okay, we did get the leg upgrade. And climbing the wall. You crush certain blocks. The activities have been expanded. Go destroy the evil X. Awesome, dude. I'll do it. Like a weird blur. Probably just supposed to be. Or something's wonky. I'm moving. Yeah, the limited sound channel stuff going on does make the charge kind of annoying, but I'd rather have it. There was a heart up here with a certain power up. Yep, doing all the spin-offs. The gacha, the JRPG. Might as well make it interesting. We got the 2 Game Boy Color ones, and then X6, and then 7, and then Rescue Mission. Yeah. Yep. Or Command Mission, whatever it's called. I don't know if I remember what it's called. Yeah, Command Mission, Rescue Mission. That'll be cool. Then 8, and then the gacha. Will be spicy. Yeah. Starting a little later today, so we probably only get through 1. I've been doing about 1 a day. Oh, why is he so jacked in this one? He just has some weird iframes. I still think Chill Penguin is pretty jacked as far as when these bosses went on. Oh god, he's like harder in this one. Extremely tanky. Yeah, Chill Penguin. Somehow Chill Penguin got more jacked, man. Unless this game, the charge shot's like the thing. Damn, I touched him twice and I'm already dead. Yeah, I have less room to move on him. He's got more health. I feel like his iframes have been up. I mean, look at that. He just kind of just took it. He used to be able to just spam and then just kind of lock him in pretty well. God damn. I was expecting this one to be a little easier. Fucking chill penguin, dude. I have no idea. You gotta play a very consistent game. And he's just invincible half the time. Yeah, he's got like way more invincibility than he used to. I'm crouching in this one. They do that in most of the series, actually. Sometimes certain moves can like rapid hit. Yeah. When he froze you in the first game, it didn't damage you, you could break out. In this one it does like half your health by the time he jumps you too. Oh, I only did that one. Holy shit. Fucking hell, man. We might have to do what we did with X3 and go pick and choose missions and try to get some upgrades. Yeah, I mean this might be one where like charge is better, but the problem is like he gets like iframes just for existing too. Some of them it's like the iframes are short enough where it's like if you keep up the pressure it's better. Obviously against normal enemies it's better. Just ate it, dude. I was like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. The half your health combo. All these got pure iframes for no reason. Jesus, dude. I mean, you could definitely do it, but do I want to replay this whole stage to do it? Unless this has X5 checkpoints or X4 checkpoints. Better to come back. Get through it. Jesus. Tired of whatever's going on at night with my snoring or something. I mean, my throat is fucking dead. I just need to take a day off and just chill. Yeah, the same thing that happened to Chill Penguin the first time I found him. He's like harder now. It's funny because we were joking about it. But I still feel like Chill Penguin was like one of the harder ones in that game easily. But he's pretty hard here. I think his individual attacks are easier to dodge, but he's way more punishing and way more health now. One might be like full charge only. Keeping the heat on with the single shots was good in the other games, but so this might be a charge buster only. Keeps doing this one. God damn. Yeah, I used the first one I killed, but it took a while. I think it was the first one I killed. It took forever though, Jesus Christ. Shotgun ice. So yeah, Xtreme is a mix of like a bunch of games is the idea. Because it's your combat data. Techno. Who was Techno? Oh, is he the bad guy from the other side? Who? Gimel? Who? Zane? Fucking Zane, dude. Are these supposed to be like mid-bosses, essentially? Like they had in the X1 through 3 or 2 and 3? You could run into them. This is like Buffalo guy. Oh, this is that one dude. There's probably no max than this. I don't know who would get destroyed by something. We had to pretend Sigma's not in this. Will Flame Stag be destroyed by ice? Doubt it. We do need to find some upgrades though. Not this stage. I got shotgun ice. Oh, the secret here. This way. I don't know if I can get to it though. I think you could step on the beetle. Well, air dash. Was air dash in this one? I mean, I don't know if it's in. It might be in this game. We'll see. What most likely needs to happen is I need to go. Oh, it's saved. See if I game over. And the other one, I'm pretty sure you could get on the beetle, but you're supposed to use it to like break passages and shit. Oh yeah. Diff. There was a power up in here though. Let's see if it's still here. There it is. We'll do the explosion. Probably not. It's a little high budget. Let me write that down. Those were the side rooms. You could fight like a bonus boss, wasn't it? If they were there. I'm not gonna be able to take them. Yeah, here he is. Zane, Kane. Close. Yeah, I don't know. Only the first two games had Street Fighter moves, so I could see them not wanting to, but since this is playing off the old stuff, maybe. Yeah, that's the same room you could get one of the dweebs in X2, but they would tell you where they were going because they had Zero's parts or whatever. And that just instantly destroys it. You usually have to set it up. Wonder if they just show that up there for fun then, or if you can actually get up there. Don't know. There's no extra life at the top right one, so they might just get rid of it. You usually can, yeah. But I think I got to there by jumping on the beetle before, but I mean maybe they just changed it. Much more agreeableness. Yeah, I'm not touching that extra life. And I mean, it's like, you don't really need it anyways. The checkpoint's like 2 feet in. Yeah, who knows if there's secrets like in X3 where you need to kill them all with like special gear, otherwise they come back, or you can get like different bosses, or get the beam saber and all that crap. Yeah, he's pretty free. He feels more like a classic boss. I think your climbing in this is actually, you don't need a dash to move quickly. That was probably part of the upgrade. They're like, yeah, it's going to be a huge pain in the ass to do all this jumping when you can't hold the dash button normally. So in this game, because they're Game Boy Color, to do dash you need a double tap, or you can set it to start, which on a controller, that's not a big deal. But on actual Game Boy Color, pressing start to do anything would require the most hellacious claw grip ever seen. So I think they just gave you the ability to climb quickly, so that you did not have to do that without having to actually hold dash like in the old games. Which is for the best, I think. don't think he's hurt by the ice. Nah, I think it's the opposite. Sadly. Might as well just do big busters. Oh, that's better. Although, really, might have been the call anyways. Guy's a huge fan. He's Mr. Bluefire. Yeah, more reach, but less damage a shot. I mean, I could just swap off. Jesus, dude, the frame one hit. Definitely doable, but it's a ban. I want this to be another Mega Man, especially when you have only 4 choices at the start. So clearly the chance of you running into someone you're strong against is much better. Don't want it to be one of those where it's like, I go against every single guy and not have their weakness. So since full game over is full stage over, let's go ahead and just do a different boss. Yeah, not my favorite stage, but what's up, slots? Wonder if they still have the loot on the left. This stage has like shit in it now. I think it changed in X1 because I killed some guys first. The next one, like, which, depending on the order you did shit, the stages would like change. So. I don't know if that was really intact here. Yeah, the secret's still here. I doubt it's the tank or the ice. I mean. Never got the Hadouken. I mean, they're all extremely secret. Yeah, I figured it'd be fun to kind of play like all of them. All of the ones that are like properly labeled like Act. Obviously Zero will be its own thing, but we'll be doing both of these and rescue mission. And the gacha. The offline gacha. Oh yeah, it's one of those secrets. You just find it. Somebody's got to tell you. Strategy guides are just for fun, right? I got the Hadouken and the Shoryuken in 1 and 2, and I don't think I ever even used them, really. They're just for fun. I will say, 3 has secrets like that, but they're actually really good. Gold armor and Beam Saber. Beam Saber, pretty much, if you can land it, takes like half the boss's health bar off. Well, so far this is like a remixed kind of amalgamation of other X games, especially X1, and like a more Game Boy level design thing, but you know, you get dash by default and a few other upgrades, which is a cute way to see them. I've heard Xtreme 2 gets a little bit more different. I doubt any of them are like Mega Man 5 on Game Boy, which is like a totally unique game, but it'll be neat regardless. Yeah, and it plays really snappy. I would say this plays even like snappier than X1 in terms of just like, it's got more of like X2 and 3 dashing. Where it's like, you press the button, dash and jump, and that's it. The thing is though, Game Boy, to dash you need a double tap, which is good. And pressing start is an option to dash, but start on a Game Boy is fucked, so I'm getting a little bit better feel than you probably normally would on a Game Boy because I'm using a controller, but yeah, I feel about right. And a little checkpoints, really very like broadcasted checkpoints. Now I just need to remember where all the a lot of quality of life too. This has auto charge and rapid fire and shit. I've got auto charge on, but not rapid fire. Nice. It is nice to have just a more simple and clean one after X5 though. X5 was such a mess. Way too many shenanigans going on in that game. Yeah, those guys aren't even worth killing. Not like a setup. Yeah, I've heard X6 is even more psychotic, which is hard to believe. Well, this is over. This has definitely been the hardest stage so far. These enemies are almost undodgeable. And there's very little quick enemy kills for health. Let's see if we even have the weakness though. We do. The amount of iframes he gets though is fucking obnoxious. Yeah, he's getting super iframes, but we can run it again though since that's the weakness. I did not know that like X7 or whatever is like 3D. I watched a video of people just talking about X5 last night because I was just kind of curious from where people thought of that. And I saw like a second of X7. I was like, what the fuck? This game's like walking around in 3D. I was like, that's gonna be special, man. I think it was 7. Let's see how all that plays out. Yeah. Yeah. I figured it was overdone when everybody was calling everything post X4 like pure shit, but after 5, that felt like the most like scuffed Mega Man X game so far. Like I could see it, especially if they start messing with the structure even more, and getting more and more experimental. Like, there's plenty of room for them to like totally screw the pooch, but we'll see. Weird thought that the Xtreme games might be the best. Last good ones we played. We'll find out though. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Zero games. I didn't realize those weren't made by Capcom, by NT. Which I don't remember, correct me if I'm wrong, is that the devs that went on to make the, what was that called? It was kind of inspired by F-Zero, or not F-Zero, sorry, out of it today. But the Zero games, or, I didn't play them. Gunvolt, man. I don't remember what NT did. I don't remember if that was them. I'm thinking of somebody else. Okay, it is, yeah. That makes sense then. But they would continue that. Yeah, that'll be its own marathon. Jesus, this guy is aggressive. Oh, we made it. So it'll be fun to do those. But there's a lot of Zero games if you code ZX and everything. I'm not gonna use my stuff. I assume this game works like the early ones, where you don't get to keep your juice. That was one thing I liked about X5. At least on Zero. When you died, you got your juice back. And the fights be centered around that's kind of cute. Although, I mean, supposed to manage your stages. But the thing is, fuck. Sometimes your inputs just get eaten then. It's cause like a weird gameplay lag. God, the dash. You can see like right there. If I had to do double forward dash, I would have not made that. Pressing 2 buttons in succession to dash is like the worst feeling ever, man. God, the worst move he could have done. Now I'll probably have like no juice. I gotta say we actually got enough. They give you a lot of juice in this one. I say the iframes and the amount of health they give these bosses are way more than the originals. You cannot lock these guys down. They get like a full attack out every time. And then some. He wasn't able to be hit the old ones. Maybe actually. Might be right. Huh. No, he's not. But at the very end he is. Like if you do it back to back he has iframes, but if you hit him again. I think maybe he gets iframes on the first hit, so you can't see them disappear, and then he gets iframes when he breaks free. So you can actually hit him at the end of the iframes that you can't see and get another hit. That does speed it up for the boss refights. I can come back at any time on these. Go ahead and do this, dude. Eagle. This guy was weak to the cutter, but we do not have cutter. Need fire to get to pieces. Come back and re-explore these. Well, I don't have many lives. It's definitely one where game overing for an advantage is good. There was something up in here. I think it was a heart before. Yep. And this you just can't see it. The glass breaks in the other one. Even more. Fire secret. Some of these might be secret rooms to fight bosses and mini bosses. And the music restarts every time. Definitely want the tank in this game. Everything's a war of attrition. Whoa. I didn't think you couldn't stand on that. The joys of Game Boy Color, I guess, visuals, man. Little jank. If they're relying on me just remembering the original's level design, they're in for a mistake. Weird, because I can step on this metal. Well, let's see what we can do. Not the weakness. I highly doubt he's weak to ice as well. Rough order, that's for sure. Well, at least we should know we have stags then. And we need to come back to Storm Eagle with stag's power, so. We also need stag's power for the Heart on Chill Penguin stage. Assuming it's the same shit. So you can bait that guy. Just extremely jank. It's not like it was before where you could really play with him a bit. Curious. Do you get the other mini boss now? Oh no, they just let you go through here. Okay, little shortcut. So extreme. Oh wait, that's a light. Well, I wouldn't call it much of a shortcut considering how much ass I just ate if I could come out of it. Enter this capsule X. The body upgrade, increase your defensive ability. Whoa! Oh, that's pretty fucking useful. Xtreme. That'll be good. It was 50% less damage in the game it was first in. I imagine it's pretty similar here. I don't know if I want to waste too much spark here, but we could try. Spark? They're each other's weakness. Fuck. I mean, the Chill Penguin was the one we got. Yeah. Well, with the armor, we might be alright. Not this attempt, of course, but just in general. This guy's extremely aggro. How are they each other's weakness? That's not how you're supposed to do it, right? That crazy? Well, I mean, you essentially have to do one without. Maybe one of these is just supposed to be your first buster guy, though. Oh, with the armor, it makes a huge difference. Holy Jesus! He's good. See, yeah, that's what I did was Penguin first. Cause I got the boots and shit, but maybe they're mixing it up in this one. You already have speed dash already, so. Speed burner. Interesting though. Let's go grab some loot. So far all the loot's been in the same places, so there's like a few things not there, they've changed how they work. The speed boots are different. Now it's like a consideration for Game Boy Color, where it's like you can't be holding the boost button constantly. Not realistically. Obviously now I can be because I can program a controller the way a Game Boy was never meant to be. But holding start for dash on a Game Boy Color is not gonna happen, right? So they just changed the dash boots. You keep dash just innately, which I think is better. And then dash boots just lets you climb walls like you're holding dash constantly. Assuming this works the same as it did before. Nope. How would you ever know that if you don't remember it from the first game? This one makes even less sense because you don't see anything coming out of hatches. Because it doesn't blow up on the first touch either, so it looks like it just doesn't work. And you have no reason to shoot up there. A Mega Man X game for people who've already played Mega Man X. And I guess aren't at home. It's fun. I mean, it's got some changes that I like. With how responsive it is and what some of the abilities do and stuff. Obviously you're getting a very different kind of difficulty, screen space, aesthetic. Probably enough to be just a lesser experience. It's cool enough. It doesn't feel like I'm just like playing the one again just for shits. We'll say, compared to the flamethrower, those walls take a long time and a lot of ammo to break. Sucks ass. Because they kept the classic in where when you die you don't get anything back. Already got this one. Already got. Means if I need to use flame to kill anybody, I probably will, because like this guy. I'm gonna have none, I'm gonna have to grind. Life. Some people probably would be sad that the ability to swap your weapons is gone on the fly, but I've always thought it was extremely clunky in these anyways, so. I think only Mega Man 11 out of any of the ones I've played actually felt good. Because it's just on 8 directions with a button. And you still have other shit on top of that. We gotta farm a little bit. I don't think they spawn on the pixel like they did before, which is good. It's a touch I like, frankly. It was really obnoxious to have them spawn on the... Like, if you walked back a pixel and came back a pixel, they would spawn. It sucks for farming, but it's better just for the feel of it overall. I'd say the whole farming thing, though, is pretty good. Christ, what a paltry amount. Better off just game overing and coming back through here than farming. Because I don't know if I have even enough to get in through that door. Whatever. We could just beat him without his weakness. He picked me up right when it happened. Luckily it's got what the other games do. You get the power goes to really close to one or whatever the fuck. I wanna say this is just a door? Maybe it's a light thing though. Oh, this. Under this capsule X. Head upgrade. The head crush, allow you to crush certain block. And they give you all the upgrades pretty quick. Well, I mean, not all of them. There's still the hand one, I guess. That was... Oh, that caps this, but whatever. You want sub-tanks though. We're gonna go back to the sub-tanks are just like essential in these, unless you want to spend the rest of your life learning the final bosses. There was a sub-tank in Spark Mandrill's stage, but you'd be able to get past certain blocks. I don't know if there's like charge abilities in this one, but we'll find out, man. This guy being weak to fire would be pretty weird. He's not. Be weak to ice and I missed. Maybe because this guy was like super free and the old ones are like, we're gonna give him some new shit. Maybe he's supposed to be your first one. He'll be powerful against somebody else. I have no idea, bros. Unless that's actually freezing him. Like the electricity is, but I doubt it. Whatever, he's still free. For the most part. Weird. I have no idea what it's weak for. Worm Tornado. Dr. Kane. I remember Dr. Kane. He's dead. We're moving on to phase 2. I got a few pickups, but yeah. Didn't have his weakness though, despite having all of the powers, so. Unless he's just got a very subtle amount of damage extra taken. Yeah, it worked out. Going to the core, bros. What? Sigma? This early? Let me go back and see if I can get the tank. Yeah. So maybe the first one you're supposed to fight is Eagle. If you're out in the future. You climb stuff pretty quick in this. Definitely like much faster movement than Max. Tornado is fucking crazy strong, I will say that. And that was like the best weapon in the first game. No tanks though. I know. Worrisome. Wait a sec. This is the last level. First stage of the last level, unless they're putting it halfway in and starting to mix them together. I made this easier. It'd be really weird if this game was just 4 bosses. I think some Mega Man ports are just 4 bosses though. But I really doubt it. Yeah, I think they're just messing with the ordering in this. You get like a mid Sigma stage. Damn, you fucking move, man. Also, we never found that other mid boss guy. I mean, whatever. Also, some really cool epic secret. I'm not too worried about it. We're just running through these. This guy's back. More health. I can move now. You have a weakness? He does. Yeah, because we haven't met Gimel yet. Well, they don't make it apparent if there is like wacky shit, like in 2, where you can get Zero's corpse. So if they're hiding that, then it's hidden. This whole area is a fucking nightmare, man. I feel like they nerfed this a bit. Still good, but bro. Man, that's fine. I just want some health, man. Just take the checkpoint. Oh my god, they really brought back this guy. This dude is so shit, man. This guy's like the worst boss. This guy was so bad in the original game. He's so boring. I don't know what his weakness was though. Now he's got new attacks. He throws dudes down multiple times before he comes down. Oh, not that. Not that. I've been touched once and I'm already almost fucking dead. Not that. Nice. Croak. I think his weakness was ice in the last one too, but it doesn't matter because you can barely hit it, so you might as well just hit him with the charge shot, not bother. God. This would be an easy opportunity to not bring back a crappy boss. Problem is they're just extremely slow and boring, man. This game has very large life pools already, so. And now they're changing it so that you have to deal with his buddies while you're having to deal with him. That still hit me. That still hits. I feel like the damage window is even worse than the last one. Christ, man, I'm getting fucking dicked on this fucking luck here. Damn, it starts moving quicker pretty fucking fast, man. You're like, yeah, what did he need? He needed a fucking buff, man. Oh no, he can't be hurt on the way out. They can clip you coming down, even when it's not its last spot. Just fucking rancid. Fuck this boss, man. I wish I could have gotten a tank already. Assuming this is doing the thing where a stage either has a light thing or a tank. And the only one with the tank was the one earlier. That new way of shooting out the spiders is such a buff for him. Because you're supposed to like pay attention to it coming at you while the spiders are coming at you. And usually you had just a touch of time to deal with it before. There's a lot more across the stage ones. There used to be in the first one a lot where you'd just be trapped in the same spot. It's a pretty boring stage to have to redo. And this game seems to have like full game overs. Okay. These don't drop anything either. I can't believe they brought this boss back. Enough to just call this fucking shit alone. It's so fucking dog shit, man. They made him worse. I don't know how you manage that. It's stronger, more health. More full screen movements, which means you have to be like up in the air. Or in the corner on the perfect side. And you have less upgrades too. Because now I have to do this guy with 4 stages of upgrades instead of like 8. Alright, let's redo this boring piece of shit. My least favorite stage in this game in the first place. Oh, game over, we're out of lives. Or we're not max, going into the spider. Crazy you can't get any tanks. Sigma. Yeah. I'm gonna turn on the AC. Be right back. Oof. Alright. So, I couldn't find a manual for this one, which is clearly a mistake. So the way this game works is it's got like different difficulty modes, and the first difficulty, this is like it, but I guess the next difficulty, which you unlock for beating this one, you get like more stages. So to me that means we can get everything now. Which probably means I just forgot about the head of the leg break. Apparently there's like some kind of weird 0 call-ins or something in the second 4 stages. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there's that weird fucking leg thing. It makes me wonder also that if there's like a light one on this shit too. Maybe we should just take a peek online. It's a little funky. Light head. I mean, if there was a stage that had a light upgrade I missed, it would be this one. It makes me wonder if there's other sub-tanks that we missed too. I don't know how I feel about like redoing, I guess, these 4 stages again. I guess it's not a huge deal. Kind of a weird way to squeeze a little more game time out of you though, I gotta say. If that is true, it might be bullshit. Like I said, I really tried finding a good manual. Relying on other people's stuff's a bit more wonky. I'm sure it exists, but I just don't think there's enough people who probably care about Xtreme. So I guess we could do the other ones. We could see the other half of the game, but kind of weird. You have to like redo. We're looking for power-ups. I was actually able to get the sub-tank. So we couldn't find a manual for this game. While I was turning on the air, I figured, let me see if I can find some basic info, because it felt kind of weird we were on the Sigma stages. Apparently how this game works is you like beat it, and then you like unlock more difficulty levels, where you like restart the whole game, and then you get more stages. Which means we probably actually can get everything right now. There's like new power-ups in the other 4 stages or some shit. Oh, where would we be missing something though? Got the heart up here. Sounds kind of funky. I mean, I guess I'll do these ones again? It's kind of a weird way to sort of squeeze a little more game time out of you. I don't know. I mean, if it's just like a worse version of the other games, it's cute. You know, I mean, we'll see if I want to like redo half the game again though. Could be wrong though, like I said. Not having the manual means I gotta rely on, yeah, here's something. People's word. Oh my god. So there was no precedent either. I always hate when they do that. This one had a sub-tank and light. I don't know, I mean, these are short enough. We could just do it all again, but we'll see what it says, if there's like a justification or if it's just, you're done. I mean, I did replay X4 twice, but X4 was also like worth playing twice. If there's anything else weird going on here. Yeah, there's something on the other half of the game called like 0 capsules or some shit. Interesting. Doesn't mean they give you all of your basic upgrades right off the start. That's cool. Huh, there's another sub-tank on Storm Eagle now too. Wonder what they changed. I'm not gonna look up that one, I just wanna see. It's kinda weird actually playing the old ones and then them just adding like a new power up to some of these. It could be the something like this. There's the one with the hidden life. But I already got the life. So. Yeah, because not having subtext to do is pretty special. A very weird way to do it. Maybe because it's like handheld, they want it to be like a bit more bite-sized in a way, but then they give you saves. And did I break this one? Pretty sure. There's just nothing in this one. But then they give you saves and then you can do the other 4 stages anyways. Feels more like a way to kind of pad out the game. Like replay value by like force. Probably the worst way to do it. X5 was pretty bad though about that as well. There it is. Weird, man. Okay. Fuck the notes, man. There's no precedent at all on that. Wonder if they changed the location of everything then. And hard mode. You get the remainder filled up in there? I don't think you do. I loved having that, such a great quality of life thing. Saved you from grinding. They make this part way easier. Interesting change. It's like I want to fill my ship, but these enemies take so long to kill. Not even worth it. I have to fight Zane again. I guess I could just stay dead, but can't be so lucky. I have to fight 2 entire bosses in this. And I would say this just in general is harder than the original. I'm kind of like, do I really want to do a hard mode where it's just like the same game again, but kind of worse? I have to like put way more effort into it. And then replay half of the game already. Because I bet you it's the same final stages too. You just get 4 other ones. We'll see, I'll take a peek. Maybe we'll just do a run through this. Call it good. And move on to Xtreme 2. Apparently it's something the manual mentions that obviously you wouldn't intuit, that you can dash by pressing jump downwards, I think? Yes, it does work. Which is extremely fucking jank still. It's good for like dodging under enemies, but for chaining I would still do double dash. Because then you just hold the second one. But they're working with what they got, man. Isn't much. Cool, this one's cute. I like how they remake the stages and all the little changes to the feel and everything they make. Kind of an odd structure. And kind of sucks some of these levels are brought back, honestly, at all. Like, this level sucks ass. The only change is Zane, and they made the beginning platforming easier. Why, when I press this button, does it not fucking do anything? Jesus. If it has something to do with, like, the amount of shit on the screen, or, like, what? Like, I just pressed it right there. Nothing happened. I don't think it's my controller broken, it's probably something. Like, right there, I pressed it again. Being hit, maybe? I have no idea. Like, this part was always such a slog, man. Leaving it untouched, not really my favorite, but see if we can find some dudes to grind. I don't like grinding the hard hat, guys. It's such a long waste of time. But they've changed the spawn distances is the problem. It's like it's good and it's bad. Good that they don't respawn as much, it's bad that it's almost impossible to fill a fucking tank in this. How many tank grinds I'm really gonna be doing? This will be our best option here. Or how they handle boss rushes on. We got new bosses, kind of like at X2. Didn't get to see the other guy yet. Maybe he'll show up in the next stage. Yeah, they spawn in a little off screen and then stick around a little longer. Thank God for auto charge though, man. Love that. I'll tell you, I hope that's a series staple from here, but I don't think we're getting like normal Mega Man games again after this. Maybe Xtreme too. But if it's gonna get a janky structure like this one, then we'll see. Yeah. One tank full, but the thing is, like, might as well just fill them both if this is a decent spot, because I mean, sure, we might not need it for the spider, but I'm sure we'll need it for Sigma. Unless they've gotten, like, new weaknesses. I don't even know if we can truly even have the spider's weakness. I mean, the ice does a little bit more, but I mean, at that point, I think my new charge shot might be better. Oh, we got hits waste. And all these lives. Definitely the highest life chance, I feel like, in the series so far. Not an amazing spot. X2 did a good job of removing this by having just a spot you could find hidden on the map that would just like give you infinite health. In the water stage, the undersea base or whatever, deep sea base. This game is bad about it. This is like, I mean, you get the sub-tanks, you want to use them, but this is like what it takes. It's like, especially in a game with 4 stages, at least at the start. What a weird thing. Like, the time it takes to get through this, I could just go through every stage. If I went through them all like hitless through every stage, I still don't know if I would have 2 full sub-tanks. I mean, at that point, you wouldn't even need them, but it's just always been such a crappy system. I'd almost rather just be like the old ones who just don't really have much of one at all. I guess you kind of do still. We've fought all this shit before, I probably could just crank it out. Better safe than sorry, man. This fills so much more of the screen in this one. And even if you try to slide like right underneath it, you still get fucked. So there's that really small window of being able to hit it. I don't know if it's coming down or if it's about to fucking pop you. Yeah, they've changed its patterns quite a bit. I've gotten really unlucky. Let's go ahead. It's like you're trying to study it and then it just launches out a bunch of shots at you. God, I hate that. It's still one of the shittiest ones in these fucking games. It's long, it's boring, it's a pain in the fucking ass. That just made them worse. Or worse. It's a spawning. It's one of those that seems cute in the office, I'm sure, but he's been an asshole. Right. Really, we don't have to go through the entire Sigma Gauntlet, though. They're gonna cut the levels down to 4. Or if there's a Street Fighter secret. Don't care too much. Well, I guess if there's like a gold armor, I'd probably care about that. Oh my god, they brought this back. This sucked. Because it doesn't work quickly, but you need to be quick. This is so cheeks, man. God, I'm thinking. They'd probably change this section a bit, surely. What is over here? Bikes? Like brakes on there? What was the point of this? Are these specs real? They're real. That was weird. Let's move on. I guess we don't have to actually use that. Look at the map. Try a little later though. Yeah. Glad they brought all this back, man. Wait, I don't need it. Figure's just so much like the first one that I have to. Got more maneuverability though. I don't even know if they meant for this, but man, I'll take it. I was like, I guess fuck being transformative or anything. Let me skip the crappy stuff. Good enough for me. Can I reach that in this one? Or is that why I have to bring it up here, maybe? I don't give a fuck, man. Moving on. At best, it's just Shoryuken or some shit. There's a grind. I don't remember there being any of these anywhere but on the bird guy stage. I'm crazy. You don't want it to fall on it. But I don't know if it can spawn on top of me either. I don't think it's... it just must not drop health at all. Or it's just fucked. No damage. Tornado work. Can't kill this guy like we did in that game. You can't stand there anymore, dude. Maybe I never could. Might have just been very close. This is a pain in the ass. I'm pretty much just playing a Sigma race game. I got rid of the fun stage, got only the fucking most annoying Sigma stages in the business. Enjoy. Half the time my fucking shot doesn't even work. Keep trying to do that. Stop. It looks like a platform, it's just fucking set dressing. Does none of this do damage? There's no way. Only... But you can't shoot that wall, make that useless. Anything? That maybe does some more damage. Like a mother brain fight, bro. And he just like randomly moves. This is pure fucking torture, man. And he randomly moves and his iframes are like fucking all half of that fucking his model, man. How are you even supposed to dodge half of this shit? Good God, what a pain in the ass. God, what a pain in the ass, dude. I don't think I'm doing the next one. I think we've got the idea on Xtreme. It's like all of the part. It's like it cleans up some stuff in a cool way, but for the most part, it's just the exact same shit, but in a slightly like in a package that makes it more annoying because of like the visuals, and that they've like buckled down on some of the like annoying bosses and levels without really redreaming. Like they bring back the spider and then the fucking Dr. Wily guy. It's like, jeez, I don't even have the charge thing to like insta-kill again. It's like you just gotta sit there and deal with like this mother brain ass boss fight. It's like, it's cute they try to like contextualize it and stuff, but at the end of the day it's like you're just kind of getting it worse. X1, X2. Even if I do think there's improvements, like, you know, auto charge, speed shooter if you turn that on. It's cute you get all your upgrades so quick, but at the end of the day, it's... Why would you play this over those? I mean, so you can play it handheld, but I don't really see a reason to want to really play it long term, man. Now I need to go grind tanks. We'll see. I don't really know the full face of what is going on in this game. But if I have to redo all of these Sigma stages again, I'm good. Any of these like quick farms? No, I'm just farming sub tanks. I'm about to go into the third Sigma stage. I don't know, maybe there's a quick farm in the Sigma stage if they really improved it. Let's find out. Looks like the finale one. That wall jumping though. More annoying. Or like an auto scroller. Nah, I think we've got everything unlocked. Yeah, well, the original Sigma stage you just jumped up the fucking side. Their big new addition is to make it like more annoying, I guess. Oh, we have to fight all the fucking dudes, man. Never mind, we're in this too. Complete with maximum health, I'm sure. It's weird doing these without having their weakness, man. Because I don't think I do. If I do, it's very minor, not great. Right when I jumped away from his guys, he turned on the juice, man. Might be the quickest way to build up the tanks, though. Go into his mission, die, and then come back out. Grab the 2. That's where we're at with how crappy the sub-tank situation is in this game. Or in pretty much most of the Mega Mans. We did... Not except his own weapon. Wouldn't that be funny? Nope. He has no weakness. Very odd. He's not hard to beat, he's pretty simple. It's interesting, they like change a lot of stuff in this, but then there's a lot of stuff that I wish they would have changed or picked differently. Like we're getting like the worst Sigma stages. I'm getting like boss refights with no weaknesses. Like I love having auto charge, but I hate that I have to grind tanks and that they've made like some of the bosses just like more grindy and difficult. Like I said, I mean, it's cool that it's an amalgamation of X1 and 2, but it's like, just play X1 and X2 at that point. Unless you're on the run. That's so sad. This fucking Mega Man Xtreme. Show some fucking respect. Alright. On the Game Boy Color. There's his weakness. Yeah, it's kind of more like Mega Man Classic. I mean, it's probably made by the people who ported the classics. Game Boy Color, Game Boy and shit. So it's a mixture of X1 and X2. But it's like with some gameplay improvements that come from the later stuff, like auto charge and stuff like that, and you get the dashes by default, and generally things just feel pretty slick. But the problem is you're playing on the Game Boy Color. I obviously am using a controller, but on the Game Boy Color to even be able to dash, you press down and jump, which is not good for obviously jumping afterwards. Or you do double tap and jump, which sucks. Or you press start, which sucks. I've got it on a trigger, so it's not a big deal, but so that sucks a bit. There's only 4 worlds in this. Although apparently it's got different difficulties you unlock that unlock the other 4. But like, unless they change the Sigma levels, and I don't have to do these ones again, I'm just done after this difficulty. Because I hate these Sigma levels. I didn't like them in the first game, and I don't like that they added some of the crappier bosses into it. And it's like, feels a little more challenging even. Had any trouble X's difficulty? Yeah, there's some that are pretty tough. I mean, the final boss of 4 was pretty spicy to learn on 0, but it was really fun. 3 was just generally a bit more trying all around. The finale was, I think, still kind of toughish. 2, not so much. And you have 0 to like destroy a fight for you if you get all the side shit. 1's difficulty is, it can be pretty annoying, but it comes more from feeling a little more jank at times. Yeah, they're not easy, but I mean, you need to get all the upgrades and farm sub-tanks, and then learn fights, and then use your sub-tanks on a fight you feel confident in. I would say, funny enough, yeah, like, I mean, X2 and 4 are probably your easiest ones, but they're also probably your most fun ones. But I think they're... I mean, the thing is, I think X4's ending is probably harder than any of the other stuff. X5 is not super tough, but it has an extremely hard fight just randomly in there. The Black Devil. The Yellow Devil, Mud X version. He's like harder than the final boss. Mega Man Classic is like really consistent on difficulty. There's a couple, I think base, was it 7 or 8 that has like a really hard fucking finale that you have to do like half the fucking game again to do, but generally the classics feel pretty good. X is kind of all over the place. There's parts that are just like fine, there's parts that are like difficult. There's games that have almost no difficulty finding secrets, like 4, and you keep a steady pace, and then there's some like 3 which are like way too secretive. I had like pages of notes to do, like to find everything in that game. And you end up I feel like in the X games, if you're going full blind, which I tried to, this one's been a little bit of an exception because I'm wondering what the fuck's going on. Like if I could get those pieces of gear, or and this game only has 4 stages or what, and so I had to check that, but because we didn't have a manual for this one. But yeah, the thing is you spend over half your time usually replaying stages. I played through X4 twice with the 2 different campaigns and it was awesome. But it took probably combined the length of like one of these. I don't know. Every time I play one of these now, if I have 0, I just use him. That's only been 4 and 5, and he just feels worse than 5. He's still good, but that game feels a bit more designed on Mega Man, where 4 is like Zero's game. His moves he unlocks feel amazing. He can use them at any time he wants. Stages are really fun to run through quickly. 5 has such crappy stage design. Full of auto-scrollers and gimmicky puzzles and shit. And then the structure of the game is fucking arcane. I don't know what the fuck's going on there. 5 just feels so much more kind of tacky and not lazy, but just feels very B-team. Less, not as complicated, but you know, he doesn't swap to different abilities in 4. He just has them all right there. You press up and attack and you do like an uppercut, you know, dragon kick, or you can do like down dive kicks, and you unlock like double jumps or the ability to like cut through energy that shoots at you, or you can, you know, the ability to spin and attack at the same time, or like down stab, shit like that. So, yeah, special inputs, but not like a fighting game. I mean, Hadouken's more complicated than all of those combined, and that's pretty easy fighting game moves. But if you just mean like, it's not just one button does one thing, then yeah, there's more going on. For me, it's when I fight Chill Penguin, and the fire doesn't even go through the fucking ice, man. I gotta play it slow. Yeah, the X games are definitely pretty spicy. I wouldn't say like, I think some parts are harder than Classic, but some parts are like way easier. Usually the levels are easier than old Mega Man, but the bosses are generally harder because you just have more going on. But not always. But he just didn't take damage, dude. He's like, you know what? I don't feel like dying, bro. Yeah, that happens a lot in these games. They don't get shut down or nothing changes about them. There's even some games like X5 where the weakness is like worse because it puts you in a more risky state, where that gives them more iframes. Like when I'm at X5, I just want to use the saber on most guys because it just destroys them. There's like very little reason to go in and fight with like weaknesses for some reason. Kind of weirdly done. I get the idea of like wanting it to not be as useful. Like you still need to learn the fights. But that's not always the case. They still let you shut down enemies almost completely for some reason. When you can do extra damage to this guy is kind of working. It's clearly not intended. Oh god, the escape sequence. That's... X2? 3? It's not the first one. I don't think. And I'm worried that we're gonna have to redo all these fights again, because I'm gonna game over. This game does full stage game overs. Which would be really boring. I should probably farm if I can. I mean, if this is sick, we're fucked. In no game other than X3, I think I've one-shot Sigma, and 4, or not 4. 3 was the easiest, but that's if you get like golden armor with beam saber, so I didn't even really get to fight Sigma normally. I want to say X2 had the escape, but maybe not, maybe it was 3. I just played them, but it was kind of a 40-second period in one of them, right? I keep fucking touching these guys because I'm trying to go quick. Can't tell who's spawning and who's not. Yeah, I don't know if they drop fucking health. That's the problem. This game has like fucking drop tables on these fucking guys, which is ridiculous. I don't know if it's like an amount of time or like more than one screen back. Keep touching these bats, getting totaled by them. They're like, yeah, we don't want you grinding in this, bro. I mean, clearly they've got this hard on for having you replay this game a shitload with the difficulty thing, if that's real. I would not be surprised if they like just don't allow energy farming. Dude, why do they keep opening this up on fucking Chrome? Not my default browser, just because I have it open for chat. Yeah, that's pretty much it. They can be spicy for sure. I'll definitely not call these like easy. I don't think it's like you're used to playing a lot of games and stuff like difficult games like debilitatingly like, you know, it's like impenetrable or anything levels of like tough, but you might sit on a boss, like a final boss, for like an hour or two. Oh, it was X3? Yeah, so X3... because I was trying to get all the major secrets every time. I've been doing like notes and blind shit for everything else, but the major secrets, like the Street Fighter moves, just have people tell me that or look them up. The Street Fighter moves aren't too useful. The X3 shit is actually really useless, but I just totally cream corned that. But I thought X3 was one of the shittier ones. So. Well, not shitty, but lower. I didn't really care too much. Like I said, I beat Sigma in one shot. 2 hits from the Beam Saber if you do it right. Well, we're gonna have to do that boss rush again. I came in with 1 life. Sigma. Oh, I got a couple fucking phases too. You can at least find his weakness. Spark again. Said I could retry. What does that mean? Yeah, I have to do the entire boss rush again. I wish I had the manual for this shit, bro. I already think refighting all the robot masters is kind of boring in these. Having your fucking game over on the actual hard fight be before the robot masters is something that none of these X games have done. It's for their benefit. I don't know why they thought this was the one that needed that little mix-up, but they definitely were wrong. Unless, of course, there's like some secret Sometimes I'll press buttons and this it just won't work. I don't know if it's because like we've reached the max amount of like particles on screen, so it just eats it. Just like some kind of lag. Yeah, I wish I could find the manual online. Maybe that retry just lets me actually retry. Did some X ones, the originals before. Yeah, I mean, I haven't played the originals since 7 years ago. I checked my list. Yeah, a little bit to get back in the groove, I guess you could say, but. Thought I did it more recent than that, but took quite the break. Yeah, I mean, there's not many X's worth playing. I'm pretty sure we're done with like the ones that are really worth playing. We'll see about the gacha and command mission. Those are the ones, or rescue mission. Those are the ones I've not heard much about at all. I can't imagine the offline gacha's gonna be bringing the bringing the quality to the yard, but I mean, X5's like the peak for me so far by a long shot. 1 through 4 are probably all worth playing. The rest is if you're like Morbidly curious. From what I've gathered. We'll find out. I don't care if they're just like weak. Oh, they're not annoying. This one's like annoying. I was digging it before because I was just like, oh, we're just gonna be replaying little bits and it's gonna be in like a tighter, more handheld kind of fun little package. Instead I'm getting like the worst parts of some of these games in the Sigma stages. And it's like more difficult. I'm like, okay. Hate it. He's like, I have iframes now. That one is wind up, gives them iframes. I feel like just these 4 bosses combined are longer than any like Mega Man Classic boss rush. Actually gonna see if I can find out what the retry button is. God, I just wish I had the manual. I mean, this is the generation like where you get so much info out of the manuals. I've been trying to do them for every game and it's been useful. This one just nobody cares. The manual's not like uploaded anywhere I could find right off a quick Google search. I have no idea. I can't find any info. I guess we'll find out. Let's hope the retry actually allows me just to retry the boss, and then I'll be a happy camper. But I bet you still lose your sub-tanks, so definitely don't want to use those unless I'm feeling quite confident. All of my juice is gone too. So if any of these bosses are weak to anything, and I need to farm right now. It's always fun. Couldn't just drop me a couple fucking refills, right? For Sigma. I mean, he's weak to the lightning. God, you guys are just... Like, it's nice that they don't respawn just like when you're 1 pixel away, but those more arcane than the other ones. I mean, in a way that was at least, for farming especially, like, easy to understand, but now it's like, I think they start moving off screen is what it is. But then they respawn at, like, couldn't even tell you in the distance. Let's hope that retry feature actually fucking works. Oh, I would like it to work. Did they make him harder? I was able in X2 to put him in a fucking infinite loop, or X1 or whatever. Pretty easily. Not like an infinite, but like it was abusable enough. Now he's like being all weird and shit. They would, man. They would make him just like harder in this fucking like Game Boy Color version. Just for fun. He's definitely like reading what you're doing more. But when he hits you with that fucking ability, it does like a psychotic amount of damage, right? Good. Definitely done after this clear. Oh, good. Zero joy out of just redoing stuff, but more annoying. Even if it's cute, it's on Game Boy. Figure out some new shit. Oh, but he just blocks you anyways. He's like, yeah, I'm fucking invincible. Because I kind of feel like being invincible, man. I'm already out of juice. Oh my god, why did they change it so much? This isn't retrying at all. Oh my god. I don't fucking this game. Wow, the retry. All it does is literally save you 5 seconds. But of clicking the stage again, you just do this. And it's like, you know, this is probably not even his last fucking form, too. Let's do the boss rush again. Might just try tanking on this guy. We'll see. Yeah, how to just make this more like frustrating difficult than fun difficult, man. It's like you're already redoing a bunch of crap. Like making it less annoying or like remixing it would be cool, but they just kind of like fuck with the iframes and fuck with the some of the patterns and the amount of health and all that kind of crap. Just like, okay. Actually learning yesterday that there's a lot of like really neat mods to like kind of fix some of these games. Like X5 has like a totally like making it totally open, like not linear upgrades and speeding up some of the levels and all sorts of shit like that, which I think is really cool. I would never replay X5, mind you. It's still, what's there still sucks, but they changed a lot to try to make it as good as it could be within like that kind of framework. which is cool. Maybe to the fans on that front, man. Love redoing these assholes, man. So much more interesting the 1,000th time. And the thing is, like, these are all enemies from an old game already. They are full. I'm thinking of trying to get like a decent attempt on Sigma and just cranking the sub-tanks. Problem is that Sigma that we're fighting was phase 2 of a 3-phase fight originally, which I have to assume is not the case anymore, especially because he's post 4 bosses. But we'll see, man. Yeah, this place was pretty good for filling up the tanks. But yeah, I'm just like, oof, I do not want to be redoing all this shit for a crappier version of a fight I've already done before. And a better version of the game. Like, I don't hate what they've done with a lot of it, in theory, but it's kind of just like how they filled it. And enough little touches that I think kind of fuck with it. We got the spark, that's all we need. I have to lose half my health to these fucking bats. Nah, I mean definitely improve on them, but they're not the problem. It's this guy. And just more how tedious they are, right? I mean, yeah, we got him down. Let's see if we can get him on this. Hopefully this is the only Sigma fight. But I mean, he's never just been alone. But I mean, I don't even know if this is the finale, right? Still figure I have to probably try to abuse that somehow. Maybe just do the extremely long game and just get him on the way down. Jump back up or something. Sometimes it feels like my inputs just die in this game. It's really weird. And I don't know if it's a me thing or what. Funny, this shit would evaporate him in X2 or X1 or whatever. In this, it's like we're barely doing damage to his ass. You know, when he hits you, it's 5 fucking pieces of damage. Missed, so do it again. We'll just tank though. It's consistent enough. We'll probably run out of juice before we actually get to hurt him, or tank time, but not abusable how I did it before, but still doable. Gotta find a new trick. What the fuck is going on? I swear to God, I'm like turning and shooting. This is what I hated about X3, or a lot of the X's. The best strats, most consistent strats are to just become Spider-Man. I think it's really boring. I like it when they do fights that have a little bit more going on. Yeah, these characters even existed. He left me behind. Never mind. Okay, there's more. Jesus! We didn't use any tanks. Hopefully this is just straight into a boss. I'm totally fine with that. Just learn boss for the finale. It's usually how it is. There's usually not a big like run back in the final bits of any X game. But I was expecting more than just Sigma. I mean, granted that was still annoying. Like high bosses. Blue teeth. I've been controlled by Sigma. Oh, so sad, bros. What a story. What am I fighting for? Oh, wrong game. We don't even know these fucking people. Twin brother. What? We share CP? What, are they connected over the fucking net? I die. He dies. Yeah. It might be, I don't know, yeah. I forget. No, our buddy died. I bet you the other difficulties, you can save them. But, didn't pay me to redo all my least favorite X stages again. For fun. Sigma. Big. Oh, great. Another shitty fight. This fight sucked ass before, too. Oh, this was so bad. Next one, dude. This is such a crappy fight. I mean, I don't know what the weakness is now. It was drop shield then. I don't have drop shield. It's probably gonna be just fucking Buster, man. We'll just do what I did then. Just play it slow and careful, I guess, man. I didn't damage him. But he has like His tells are harder to see? Because he doesn't have like animations? I think now these don't move. Or they're easier to jump on. Not doing anything? No. Yeah, this is really short, which is good. Assuming when I game over, I get to continue right there. Ooh. Yeah. They're like, you know what? How could we just make this game shit? Yeah. Yeah. I will get to it one more time and see if the retry button actually does anything. It does not. I kind of just want to say we're good, because I've done that fight before, and I don't care to do it again. And I guess with tanks, maybe we could just do it first try, but I don't even know that's final phase. They're like, what do you think about a 5-boss free fight? Which are not even all easy. Plus a little stage in there for fun and 10,000 cutscenes. It's like, they played all the X games and they're like, yeah, how did we just not do it right? Like, what the fuck? This had potential at the start. It's just like a cute, like, an All-Stars game. Cute little reason you'd have to, you know, do everything again with a little bit of a mix-up. Probably some unique content. So far there's nothing unique. Just all the worst shit combined. It's like All-Stars was just like, we just put all of X1 in the game. And then a little bit of X2, of like parts in X2 that suck, like Dr. Wily. What a slog, dude. Christ. This is just the one I played today. This is gonna be fucking raw. Raw all around. I guess we could start the second one still. Like I said, it's one thing being shit, it's another thing when it's annoying and shit. That's the worst you could be. It's just like just like irritating. Like a slog, right? No, at least I'm gonna caught up in like crap. Especially when it's like, it's a game that's like reusing content. Yeah, maybe I can hit retry. I'm not getting my hopes up. It didn't work in this. But then again, was there even a single checkpoint in this? Well, no, there was, because I've died to Sigma before. I think the retry just doesn't do anything. I don't know. I'll use tanks on him. It seems like what's gonna happen on that boss fight is... I mean, I just hope it's the last boss, because that is the final phase of X1. But like, what about the fucking Joe Rando? He like ran away? Unless he's like a difficulty-specific boss or some shit. He might be. Dude, his pixels just fucking evaporated. He got fucking deleted. I want to finish it, but it's like, we've seen it all before. Like, even harder to justify. Because it's literally just redoing crappier versions of the same thing. Let's just try to speed this up. I take 1 damage from his ice cubes. Okay, jam. Like I said, the most consistent strategies are the most boring. Like with Sigma. So it was kind of cute that you could like loop him in the X2, but he died quicker in that phase. And like the loop was very short, and I generally was just like on the ground for most of it. This one, it's like the most consistent thing is like sitting up at the top for hours and then getting like 1 shot off. It's like loopable, but like extremely dry. It's already like super long. Unreal though. For some reason that just does not work right. Better just to like slide down, I guess. As long as I get him most of the time, it's whatever. I love to like fight him more actively, but he's like so aggressive and does so much damage. Yeah, it's weird, but I'm falling. I don't know if you like can't change directions or if I'm like stuck or somewhere. I'm still lost half my health though. But he takes this many hits. Come on, my phone's ringing off the hook. Get back in here. Like, this is just super boring. But like, we're after consistency now. these even skippable? Oh, they're not. It's the worst shit. Do Capcom themselves even make this? Is this like them putting their own, somebody else putting their own little stamp on it for fun? Who made this? Published by Capcom. Developer Capcom? I mean, who knows what team it is? We'll see if I even touch the other one tonight. I got work tomorrow. Wanna be up too late. Kinda depends on how quick, I mean, if this is the final boss. Like I need to fucking cleanse after this though. Just the throat. Feel tonight. This is a slog to retry, man. I mean, really. Having to go through this much text when it's the Game Boy fucking Color and you fit like 5 words on the screen at once is unreal. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind like a challenge, but this is such a slog, dude. No weakness, just pure boredom. 6 bosses in a row. One game over. This extra space helps a lot. Compared to the original. Also, his hands are not punishing me. I'll be able to do one thing at a time. Extra jump speed is pretty crazy too. I did not expect that to be as free as it was. The original version's so much harder, that's what I was expecting. When I got clocked, trying to figure out what the weakness was. Ended up really bad. Whatever, dude. Techno covered his senses. Thank you, X. MIDI. Who? Somebody dead, I don't know who. We want. The MIDI didn't make it. I did not expect that to be as free as it was. Holy shit. I did not think there'd be a clear path from the fucking side of the hand straight up. They made those so much smaller. I mean, nice change to make it easier, I guess. Also, you can use your buster. You probably could use full charge in the original game. Thing is, having auto charge makes this so much more consistent. Having to hold down the extra buttons while you're doing a jump, that would be like much tighter in the original. Like I'm just using shield drop. What a slog though. I mean, this is like, the whole Sigma run is just pure shit. It's all of the worst stages of X1 and X2 combined into a fucking like, cesspit. On top of that, any game overs in this are full stage retries. Which X1 wasn't a problem because full reset was just the 3 phases of Sigma, right? In this, it's 4 bosses, then a Sigma, then the final phase. The only thing you're not doing is the dog. And then there's a little stage in between. But I mean, it also feels worse. Things are tankier, you have less tools. He fights to protect the peace. Wow, we won, guys. Yeah. I think it's a cute little Game Boy version of X1. I really wish it was a bit more transformative. I think changing a bit how it feels is cool. Like, you know, the speed and how easy it is to do dashes, although it's not really because you have to press start, so only if you're playing it through somehow like a controller method. Otherwise, it's probably a worse feeling game, despite having like dash from go and like stuff like that. They have little extras as well, like, oh, you can climb up walls like you're holding dash because otherwise you just couldn't hold dash, right? So there's a couple new bosses like this guy that are just kind of boring. I imagine there's dudes like this in the other difficulties or something. I think having this already be a replay of X1 and 2, but like worse, and then having you do it maybe again with more stages and having to go, I assume, go through all the Sigma shit again. Which are already some of the most boring bosses, like really the spider. Like they changed the level up a bit because it just wouldn't be as doable otherwise. And I mean, obviously the game looks worse, so you're not even getting those elements of it. Music's fine, but it's like compared to the actual X's, it's like it's just a worse all-around package that they made even more annoying. Not rancid. You have cleared this game. Let me give you a tip. As a reward for your efforts, hard mode is now available. New stages and bosses are waiting for you to challenge. Oh, it has New Game Plus, which is cool, except what am I doing, right? Let me look it up or something here. Cause I'm good. that's my fucking hour right there, I think. Maybe where I was finding out. Manual info help me here. 4 more Mavericks, Armored Armadillo, Wheelgator, Morph Moth, and Mega Centipede. I think those are all redone. Does it already count as you being done with everything? Let's see here. Hard mode. Oh, you have to do this stage again. I'll just see what it is. I'm not going to do it, but we could at least take a peek, right? Didn't they say I had all my equipment? That doesn't look like the case to me. Maybe I do a continue. It erases the data. What if I just quit out now? It erases my file? Okay, this is definitely everything. Do I not have to do those other guys then? It really depends on the Sigma stuff. I don't mind doing like 4 more rando stages. But if I have to do all of that again, like, I don't think I really care, man. Just to see 4 fights I've already done. It's not like the story's good. These are like, I don't remember him dropping enemies or having this much health. Huh. Did they make this like actually harder? That's kind of cute. Everybody's just this tanky though? I can't see that as a high note, man. Jesus Christ, what is going on? Okay, yeah, I don't think so. Like, if they just like tripled everybody's health. There's supposed to be like an extreme mode too. Maybe he's got like a weakness. maybe charges just suck on them. And the other games of just spam and blast around enemies who don't have the iframes is better. I'm bitching about those games. Once we got to the Sigma stages. Can't help it now, man. I gotta go through all this dialogue too. Why not just have all these stages by default, right? Get more upgrades, more of the actual enjoyable shit. Like, who pops off about the finale stages over the base ones? Like, I mean, they can be fine, but like, usually those are like the highlight, man. Oh, okay, it just literally continues on. 4 more stages. Okay, you don't even have to redo the other ones. But what is the finale? Let's find out. If it's the same shit again, I ain't touching. For stage 1, same as the normal one. Plus another attack. Stage 2, the same. Stage 3. Sigma's the same. They changed all the 4 bosses to these 4 instead. Stage 4, the same. Okay. You just do these 4 stages, which are just redos of stages you've already done, and I don't even like computer room. And then you just do the exact same thing with like 1 or 2 more attacks. And then you unlock extreme mode. You have to fight all the bosses in any order. Then you have to get all the upgrades again. The 0 capsules as well. But you have to fight Zane and Gamil back to back. The only difference in stage 1. Stage 3 is different. You have to fight every single boss. Sigma's final form has a new attack. That's it. Okay. We're done. Oh, I'm good, man. Literally everything's pretty much the same, and you just have to redo everything a million times, but you get these 4 levels. I've done these levels. We get it. I'm good. we finished. Anyways, that was Mega Man Xtreme. This is probably the most annoying of these so far. I think for a handheld game, this felt like it kind of had enough polish to at least feel a little bit more like quality than like X5, if not less fun. But I gotta say, this one's probably been the shittiest so far. Just like, even though it's like it's X stages or X2 stages, you don't get the look, you don't get the sound. The fights feel just like a little more sluggish. This weird fucking difficulty unlock thing, where some of these guys you don't even have their weaknesses. It's just fucking odd. Maybe it's supposed to be you just play it in like 1 session or something. I mean, I don't know what kids. I mean, I guess you could sit there for 2-3 hours. it's like, I think there needed to be more new shit. I think bringing back some of the crappiest stuff, slightly changing it, sometimes for the worse, sometimes making it way more annoying, like Sigma Phase 2. And then making like Sigma Phase 3 like more free, just odd. It's great that like auto charge is in there. I think how dash is set up for Game Boy is just fucked. But yeah, so I don't know. It's a novelty. It's cute if you want to check it out for that. I'm really hoping Xtreme 2 has new stuff. I hope it's like the Mega Man 5, but for Mega Man X on Game Boy. You know, Mega Man 5, if you've never played it on Game Boy, is really cool. It's a fully new game with like space stuff going on. It's neat. Tries to be unique. I would like that. Whereas this is just kind of a compromised game. While having a few touch-ups, you're just getting a worse version of everything else. And it just has a weird structure. It's not like X5 weird structure, but it is still just weird. I think some of the ending stuff's maybe not as difficult as it seems, but it's so punishing, and it's so much you're redoing that you've already seen, and it's such a slog. It's like hard to really get too excited about it. All the cutscenes you can't skip and stuff, especially on Game Boys. Anyways, well, that was Mega Man Xtreme 2. Hope you enjoyed that. So positive. I mean, it was all the same locations for all their stuff too, except they added a couple in to make sure you could get full upgrades right away, which I don't know, man. Makes you just not want to explore really, because you've already explored those levels. They're pretty much identical, and then actually there's one or two more secrets, and I'm like, bro, I don't need to rerun through these stages that I've reran through thousands of times already to find one different location, right? Wasn't too hard once I knew that this stage had a sub tank and this stage had the armor, but I'm just freeballing that because there's no precedent either, because it's 3, 3, 2, and 2. So there's no like, it could be any stage, so it's not worth it, man. Feels like padding a bit. Yeah, I don't know. If you really like Sigma stages from X1 too, I guess this is your game, because you get double the Sigma stages per Robot Master stage. For every 4 Robot Masters, you have to do an entire 4 Sigma stages with final bosses and extremely long runbacks. And then when you do 2 runs of that, then you could just play a normal Mega Man game in Extreme mode. Feels like they're spreading the butter thin. Pure pad. But it is what it is, so. Extreme 2's next. I'm gonna take a small break to eat. I might come back and start that up. Depends on if it's much longer. Maybe we'll just get started. I mean, it's already 8. I've been kind of fucking around today a bit. Could do it after work tomorrow. And then start X6. But, yeah, interesting. Very interesting. Thanks for watching, though. Appreciate you guys. Hope it was interesting seeing the novelty. I gotta say, probably not worth playing if anybody else is thinking about it. Play Mega Man 5 or whatever. Mega Man V. It's Roman numeral 5, but yeah. We'll see you on the next one. Hopefully, not a low point.